Aries, the week ahead opens quietly, but beneath the quiet, something important is aligning. For most of this week, the sun continues its journey through Pisces, illuminating the hidden regions of your chart, the realm of reflection, endings, and preparation. This is the final chamber before the zodiac turns and the sun returns to your sign. And whenever the sun approaches this threshold, the universe asks you to pause before the next chapter begins. But this pause is not empty. It is full of signals. Mercury remains retrograde in Pisces, traveling backward through your 12th house, and early in the week, it meets Mars in this same water-laden terrain. When Mercury and Mars come together during a retrograde cycle, buried thoughts tend to surface. Words long unspoken may suddenly rise into awareness. You may find yourself revisiting conversations from the past, or noticing emotions that never fully resolved. This is not random. Mars represents action, and Mercury represents understanding. Their meeting in Pisces suggests that action cannot move forward until the deeper emotional truth becomes clear. If something from the past returns this week, an idea, a memory, or even a person, consider that the cosmos may be asking you to complete a story before the next one begins. Midweek, Mercury aligns with the North Node in Pisces. This is a rare alignment that often brings what astrologers call destined conversations. Something said now, even casually, may reveal a direction that becomes important later. Listen closely. Sometimes, destiny arrives not through dramatic events, but through a single sentence that suddenly clarifies everything. At the same time, a very different force is awakening in your chart. Saturn and Neptune both occupy the early degrees of Aries, your sign, signaling that a new identity cycle has already begun. Saturn represents structure and responsibility, while Neptune dissolves illusions and awakens deeper purpose. Together, they form an unusual combination, the dream that must become real. You may feel this internally as a shift in how you define yourself. Old identities are fading, new ones are forming. But Saturn moves slowly, and it asks for patience. You are not required to solve your entire future this week. You are only asked to notice what feels true. Meanwhile, Venus travels through Aries as well, bringing attention to relationships and personal values. Venus in your sign often encourages authenticity. You may feel less willing to compromise on what matters to you. Around the middle of the week, Venus forms a tense aspect with Uranus in Taurus, a planet associated with sudden change. When these two energies interact, surprises can appear in relationships or finances. Someone may reveal unexpected feelings, or you may suddenly realize what you truly want. Neither outcome is negative, but both require honesty. Toward the end of the week, the sun reaches the final degree of Pisces before crossing into Aries. Astrologically, this is the final breath of the zodiac year, and for you, Aries, it is the moment just before the ignition. When the sun enters your sign, the entire zodiac cycle begins again. But the wisdom of Pisces asks you to carry something forward from the past. What have you learned in the last year? Which patterns are ready to end? Which parts of your story no longer belong to the future you are building? Take time this week to sit with these questions, because when the sun enters Aries at the end of the week, the universe will place the first spark of a new chapter into your hands, and you will be ready to begin.
Aries. The tarot draws the Seven of Cups, the card of many possibilities. This card appears when the path ahead branches into several directions at once. Some of these possibilities are real opportunities, while others are illusions created by hope, fear, or uncertainty. With Mercury still retrograde in Pisces this week, your intuition may sense many potential futures, but not all of them are meant for you. The Seven of Cups asks you to slow down before making a choice. Look carefully at what each option truly offers. If something seems too perfect, it may be a dream rather than a plan. But hidden among these cups is one vision that resonates deeply with your spirit. When you find it, Aries, you will recognize it not through excitement alone, but through clarity. And clarity is the magic that turns possibility into destiny.
Aries, the I Ching reveals hexagram 24, Earth over Thunder, called Return. This hexagram appears when a cycle quietly begins again after a period of rest or retreat. Thunder stirs beneath the earth, symbolizing the first movement of new life beneath the surface. You may feel something similar within yourself this week, a sense that energy is slowly returning after reflection or uncertainty. What once felt paused may begin to move again. Return does not ask for dramatic action. It asks for awareness of the moment when momentum begins to shift. Trust the small signals that something new is awakening. Because Aries, the seed of your next beginning, is already stirring beneath the ground.
Aries, the rune that emerges for you this week is Rado. Rado is the rune of journeys, movement, and alignment between intention and direction. In the old traditions, it symbolized the wagon wheel turning along a long road, a reminder that progress happens through motion guided by purpose. This rune suggests that your path may begin shifting now, even if the destination is not yet visible. Conversations or insights this week could reveal a direction that had previously remained hidden. Rado does not demand speed. It asks for alignment. When your inner compass and outer actions begin moving together, the road opens naturally. And Aries, the journey that begins now may lead farther than you expect. And so the patterns of this week's sky settle into place. Before you continue on your path, I'm curious about something. Where in the world are you watching from? Leave your country or region in the comments below. It's always fascinating to see how many different places are connected beneath the same celestial movements. If this reading brought you clarity, take a moment to like the video so others can find it as well. And if you want to keep following the movements of the cosmos each week, subscribe to Lumen Lores and ring the bell so the next message from the stars finds you. Until next time, observe the patterns and move with them.